Hello and welcome back to another episode of Auto Reviews 24. And if you are looking for a sporty electric sedan, then I have got you covered today, because the car which we are presenting you is none other than the 2025 Canadian Electric Car of the Year, and it's this beautiful in Alpine White, the 2025 BMW i4 eDrive 40. So without further ado, let us dive deep into this car and understand why it is one of the best in the makings. If you are into honest, simple and practical car reviews, then this review is for you. And hey, please do not forget to like and subscribe my channel to support me. Well, now let us talk about the i4 from BMW. The i4 is one of the best selling cars from BMW in North America. And it actually comes in two different trims, gasoline as well as electric. The one which we have today is the electric i4 eDrive 40. But let us talk about the electric i4's trim levels in Canada here. eDrive 35, eDrive 40, xDrive 40 and M50. That means you have got a lot of options based on how many motors, power, performance or luxury you want in this particular car, and that's a good thing to have, right? But today I'm here to help you decide if you are into the sporty electric car market. Do you think that i4 is the best car to buy in the market in comparison to the Model 3 or even Hyundai's Ioniq 6? I will let you know with this deep dive into this review. A huge shout out to Alfie from Calgary BMW for lending us this beautiful i4. If you are in the market for a BMW car, reach out to him. He has got good cars in stock and can give you a great deal. Alright, so let me talk about the exterior of this i4 eDrive 40. But before that, let us talk about some specifications of this car. The one which we have today is the eDrive 40. That means it comes with single motor only, whereas the xDrive 40 comes with dual motor setup, which is more faster and has more horsepower. So this one here has 335 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. If you upgrade to xDrive 40 with dual motor, then the specs bumps up to 396 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque. And if you go with M50, then you get 500 plus horsepower. That's really a great numbers when it comes to performance for this i4. However, this car I believe is in the right balance because it gives you a range of 318 miles, which is roughly around 510 kilometers. If you go with the xDrive 40, you get roughly around 287 miles, which is around 460 kilometers. So you do compromise in terms of the range. Now this particular car also goes from 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds. If you go with an xDrive 40 with dual motor, it gives you 0 to 100 in roughly around 4.4 seconds. So yes, it is slightly faster, but you do lose your range. Both the eDrive 40 and xDrive 40 comes with the same battery, 84 kilowatt hour of battery, which is actually a good thing to have. This one actually starts at 58,000 Canadian dollars at an xDrive 35, but the one which we have starts with 68,000 Canadian dollars. But when you add all the packages and additional option, it takes you to all the way 84,000 Canadian dollars. So yes, it is certainly pricier in that way, but the luxury, the tax and the sheer driving pleasure you get with this i4, it's actually uncomparable in terms of any other cars in this segment. So that's about some numbers, but now let us talk about the front. Does it have any front? Let me open the hood. The hood is hydraulic, which is good to know. Now, actually does not have any front. It's because the car was built on the same gasoline i4 platform. That means the engine is longitude. In this case, it is no engine, so it's a battery in the front and it is just a plastic cover, and it also says BMW i. It means that it's an electric car from BMW. Everything is neat and tidy, so it is good. But now let's talk about the front fascia and the design element of this refresh 2025 i4. Right from the front is where controversial design starts. The big kidney grills is something where a lot of BMW fans had a polarizing opinion. Some like, some does not. In fact, if you're looking for something unique and different in the market, this grill is only available in i4 or iX. None of the other BMWs now carry this vertical grill. That means you can stand out very well in the market. Honestly speaking, this grill has really grown up to me more I look into this car's front. I really love the way it is. This one does not have that shadow black line package, otherwise every element here would be more blacked out. Though it does have this triangle kind of patterns to it, and it looks really nice. Again, BMW logo with this blue trim which reflects that it's an EV. Now the kidney grill here is quite wide and open in the bottom, which I personally don't believe it looks really nice, but thanks to the active grill shutters inside to cool the batteries, it kind of at least makes a functional change to it. The lower bumper is very sportier designed, though it is not even an M Sport package in this. And I love this overall diffuser here in the front. The side skirts, it's also very nicely designed. In fact, it's a functional side skirt here as well. The headlight is very sleek and simple, pretty much from the previous generation, but it's all blacked out. The new daytime running lights looks really nice, high beam, low beams, and everything is very meticulously crafted. The BMW logo inside also looks really nice and clear. Now over to the sides. Being an EV, generally you don't see a car with a longer hood, but because this is built on a regular gasoline platform, you have this long hood. And I believe I really love the way it is because it really gives you that premium and sportier look. Even the overall hood has a lot of good cuts and everything to give you more efficiency. Now that's where you see this beautiful looking R19 alloy wheels, and these are aero style wheels. Again, you have a lot of choices here. You can go from R18 to all the way R20 depending upon which trim and which particular sport package you want to add. But I personally love the way this looks because it's more of a grayish and silver dual tone. BMW logo is very prominent and clean. Everything looks really nice. The tire profile is 245 by 40 and looks really nice. Pattern over here, it's actually a functional air vent and it mimics the hockey stick similar to the 7 series what you have, and it looks really nice. Over on the side is where you have prominent good side mirrors with integrated camera system and turn signals, and looks really clean. The side doors are very simple straight lines, flush door handles, and this black accent trim across the window with this frameless window for this i4 is really simple and elegant. It has this sunroof. It's not panoramic, but it is kind of still having it, which is good to know. Now let us go to the back side of this profile where you see the coupe sportsback look, and it really elegantly flows behind the car and seamlessly integrates into this rear trunk. That's where you see another changes which are very subtle from the i4. Now the tail lights here are all LED tail lights. Again, really interesting design. I love the way it looks. Now if you have an option to go for M Sports Pro package in which the same tail lights are actually lasered trim, which is something unique and only the i4 has it. Now let us talk about other design element. The overall profile is quite wide and it is very clean. In fact, the car is 188 inches long and the ground clearance was 5 inches only because it's a sports sedan. But when it comes to the rear, the spoiler look is also nice. The BMW logo with the blue rim, and the bumper is very much sportier, and this big two diffusers on either side without any exposed exhaust system looks really neat and clean. On the other side, you see this eDrive40 badging. That's where it says that it's an eDrive, not an xDrive40, which is simple and easy to understand. Here is where you actually charge the car. It says AC and DC, so that means it has got 11 kilowatt hour onboard charging as well as fast charging available as well for DC, which is roughly around 205 kilowatt. It takes this charging from 10 to 80% roughly in around 30 minutes, which is a decent speed I would say when it comes to charging. Now it has a CCS charging port, no NSCS still, but I believe down the line they will certainly improve it and change it to NSCS soon. Now let us talk about the cargo space of this particular i4 and understand, is it similar to the 3 series or it's actually more? I would say it is more because it's more of a coupe style, so it is more of a hatchback thing to have, so it gives you much more wider opening, and as you see it's quite wide and deep as well. The trunk space here is 16.6 cubic feet, and actually it can easily carry 2 full-size suitcases. On the side is where you also have some deep cubby space here, On my left, you also have some deep cubby space where you have the charging cables and everything neatly designed. Under the trunk is where you also have some deep storage where you can put some items, and it is very well designed. Now, when you flat the second row, it gives you roughly around 46 cubic feet of space, which is actually a decent number when it comes to a sports electric sedan. And that's where this i4 differentiates from the 3 Series or even Model 3 or other cars, where the space is where it is compromised in terms of cargo. Now let me take you through the interior design and tech of this new i4 eDrive40. Let's start with the key first. The key is very simple and elegant: lock, unlock and basic switches. That's pretty much it. It does not have that M color logo here because it's not an M50. But let me open the car. It has got this frameless design for the i4. That's what it differentiates from the 3 Series and 4 Series. One thing I felt that BMW should have done it is make this window glasses acoustic glasses to give more noise free interior as well. The first thing immediately when you hop inside the car is luxury in every which way. The BMWs are known for good fit and finish and premium materials, and you feel it right away. Now, to understand more, let me take you to the door panel from driver's side first. The door panel, as you see, this one comes in all blackout interior package, so it really is standard and simple. Soft touch plastic over here, leather material with white stitching, and most importantly, you even have soft touch plastic here as well. Generally, this is more hard plastic. Decent size cup holder, one touch switches, your memory seats are over here, as well as the aluminum trim here looks really nice and clean. A BMW skid plate here, but it doesn't glow. The seats are very comfy and it is more sports style, soft as well. It has got 8 to 10 way adjustable power operated seats, which is nice. On my left, you also have some more controls for your auto light system. AC vents here are quite big and wide, looks really standard. Seats here are really soft, cushiony with this merino leather, perforated as well with some white stitching. The headrest is also quite big and soft. Now, these seats here are only heated, not ventilated, at least for this trim, but you can certainly get that by increasing the packages and additional options available in any trim in this i4, which is good to know. These ones are also power operated and everything is really simple. Even you have this extension to make you comfortable. Being a sedan, you need to certainly sit low. Let me talk about the dashboard quickly. The dashboard has this plastic which is soft. Lower dashboard gives you good visibility, but I love this aluminum anthracite trim here, looks really nice. Even the glove box here is quite deep and wide and very well integrated. Now let me talk you through all the other interior elements from the center dashboard perspective. The steering wheel is really unique for this i4. You have got flat bottom from top and bottom. Again, interesting design element, but everything is soft touch and the overall grip of the steering wheel is really nice. Now if you go with the M Sport style steering wheel, it really is upscaled from this one for sure. On my left is where you have cruise controls, right? You have voice control and audio and everything else. The silver trim really breaks down the overall look. With this blue trim signifies it's an electric car. These two massive screens, 12.3 inch for the digital driver's display and 14.9 inch for the infotainment screen. Both screens are bright, crisp and very clear. I really love the way it looks, though it does not have more customization options, but it is simple and easy to understand. On my right is where you have this 14.9 inch screen, which is very intuitive, fast and zippy. You can actually use different options to install apps and everything, though it is having wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a great addition. The HVAC system integrated in this screen, which you can access it through these buttons for your heated steering wheel and heated seats, or you can use this fan button here to open the HVAC system and control it. However, no physical buttons to operate that. Everything else is simple because this iDrive 8.5 is really nice and crisp and fast. It also has good high speed internet as well. Now, when you go towards the center console, that's where you see some intriguing details. The ambient lighting here reflects into this hexagonal style scripts and it looks really nice. Again, some piano black finish here, but not too much piano black is always a thumbs up. The AC vents are also interesting. One up here and one inside this hidden. So yeah, there are two AC vents and it's an interesting design choice. Here is where you have some touch sensitive buttons as well as volume knob. Under this is where you can actually close this and have this beautiful aluminum anthracite across. Gone is the piano black, good job BMW. If you can open this, you will have wireless charging, USB-C, as well as two cup holders with 12-volt charging here as well. When you close this and go over to the center knob, here is always a good way of interacting BMW operating system, and I love the way it is. Everything is integrated here. You have some drive mode, sports, comfort, eco, as well as auto hold and parking brake very well integrated. The start stop button in this blue color is an interesting choice. Generally you see red color associated with it. In this case they have gone with blue. Now the gear is not a standard joystick, but it's a button style. It's a new design language which BMW has gone into, simple and easy. Now the center armrest is really not too deep, but it is quite wide and easy to use. You have USB-C and some light. Now if you close it, the softness of the center armrest is also really decent and nice. The headline for this i4 is all blacked out, typical BMW elements here with this LED light system, as well as you can even open this sunroof, which is always good. Sun visor here is also decent with some LED light systems. Simple, easy, and really fit and finish quality is top notch. Now let me go in the back seat and understand the comfort there. Alright, so now I'm in the back seat of this i4 eDrive40. Let me talk you through the material and comfort here as well. Now the car is really coupe and slopey, so obviously you will compromise a bit of space here, certainly. However, the space is not too bad. There is roughly around 38 inches of legroom in the front, but the height is where you will have little bit of issues, because if you are 6 foot then you will have hard time sitting inside this particular car. But the seats here are very soft, just like the front seats, perforated as well as heated, which is always good to know. Now the door panel here also has same level of high fit and finish quality and leather choices from the front as well. The seats are really nice, but the under thigh support is not the best. The center console here also is opened, and you have some cup holders, but no USB-C or anything, or even pass through is not available. So the seats are 40-20-40, so you can easily adjust based on your likings. Over here is you have a big center tunnel because of the drive shaft, which comes all the way for the all-wheel drive system for the regular gas cars. Over here is where you have small LED screen for your HVAC system for second row passengers, and it is very simple and easy to understand. Two USB-Cs, and the AC vents are big and easy. You do have LED lights on the top, and it is very bright. Now that's pretty much it from this back seat. Let me talk you through the driving experience of this i4. Alright, so it's time for us to take this car for the spin and check the driving dynamics of this i4 eDrive40. Let us see if the single motor is enough to give you fun and enjoyment while driving, or you need to upgrade to an xDrive40. Off I put in the drive. The car is quiet inside. That is a good thing. In spite of not using acoustic glass windows, it is still quiet inside, means the fit and finish quality and overall noise level reduction elements are good in this car. Now as far as BMW is concerned, it is always tested on one simple DNA, which is driving pleasure. Let us see if this i4 also lives up to that expectation. Immediately while I am driving and turning into this road, the agility of the steering wheel, the preciseness, as well as the turning radius, everything was top notch, right up to what you want in a sporty electric sedan. The visibility of this car is also decent. The A pillar is wider, but the side mirrors are quite big to be able to see the blind spot monitoring, though this does not have any tech where you can actually put the turn signals and the camera pops up or stuff like that, which you have it in other modern cars. I wish BMW brings that kind of technology here as well. But when it comes to suspension tuning, the overall body roll, everything is top notch. The suspension is quite softer. You don't feel that harshness typically what you feel in a sporty sedans. In this it is very soft ride. Electric pedal in this, you don't really feel that initial thrust immediately. It takes few seconds for you to get into a certain speed, which is, I would say, in some cases really nice. That way you feel that typical gasoline driving experience in an electric car as well. This does have a one pedal driving option. Put it on sports mode in this, and as it changes the overall layout of the screen as well, so does it change the steering agility. It has become stiffened. The suspension has also tightened up. The body roll is also holding up very well in this turn, and the overall acceleration has also improved. As far as when it comes to driving this car on a regular city roads, it's really fun to drive because it is very soft ride, just like a typical gas car would be. The brakes in this car is also very well tuned. It is soft, but it is giving you enough confidence when you want to brake this car at a shorter distance. Now I put back into comfort mode and it immediately makes you feel that it's a perfect daily driver. Now the rear mirror here actually does not have a digital camera system, but actually the visibility is quite thin because of the slopy roofline, but you can get used to it once you drive it very regularly. The car is really going fast when you want to, especially for highway driving, and in every which way the car is typical BMW. It's fun and really enjoying to drive. There is not a single thing which I can point where it says that okay, this car is not doing well in terms of suspension, driving agility, or overall fun element. It actually does well in every department, and that's pretty much it from the driving experience. Although being an electric car, it adds more value and fun than a regular gasoline i4 or even 3 series, and it drives very well in the corners, and with a good range of 500 kilometers you can actually take this car for a long journey as well. After spending good quality time with this brand new 2025 BMW i4 eDrive 40, it's time for the final thoughts. Should you consider, shortlist, or go ahead and buy this iDrive? In my opinion, you should certainly go ahead and buy this i4, because in this particular sporty electric sedan segment, there are very few options available. And when you compare this car against those likes of Tesla's Model 3 or Hyundai's Ioniq 6, you will see that this car is actually a perfect balance of sportiness, luxuriousness, as well as tech inside. In fact, the car comes with wide range of options to choose from. Hence, you can always go for single motor for longer range, or dual motor for more sportier and performance experience but slightly less range. The question here is, should you consider i4 over other cars? I would say yes, is because this car is sheer pleasure to drive. It is really sportier from outside. The luxurious material and the fit and finish quality of BMW is top notch. The only cons of this car is its price, and the back seat here is not the roomiest in its segment. The cargo space is also at par from the competition. With a conclusive statement that if you are looking for an electric sedan, then i4 should be one of your top choices. In fact, before driving Tesla, you should drive an i4 and decide for yourself that why the i4 is still the best in its business. Before the new i3 comes in the market with the new Neo class platform, the i4 will still dominate this particular segment. That's all from my side for this particular review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if yes, then please do not forget to like and subscribe my channel to support me. See you all in the next one.